Let me talk about your online utilities related with tutoring. But before we talk about online tutoring, let's place what is about the teaching process. And the teaching process can be divided in 4 steps: preparing the contents, publishing the contents, tutoring activities, and access and certificate. This means summative assessment. But tutoring is guide to learn, nothing more than that. But it's a very, very complex situation, methodology, and technology. About tutoring today and in the future. Because for many years, tutoring has been, let's say, a classic way of teaching. But today, we have much more tools, we have new methodologies, and new technologies available for making a better teaching. Let's have a look about it. Online tutoring today is a mix of several methodologies and technologies. And we can say that tutoring today is clarifying doubts and debate with our students, teaching how to search and manage huge quantities of information, and teach how to learn. That is very important. Self-learning, collaborative group work, and formative assessment. All of these are a mix of the needs for teaching online today, to be a blended teacher today. So, according to several experts, online tutoring is an emerging pedagogy. Let's reflect a little about it. Merit said that we need to develop a new educational philosophy relevant for online tutors. But it was not all. Traditional education philosophies have limited values since they operate only face-to-face. Interaction between students and tutors were just limited to the presence classroom, and no more information, no more interactivity could be available for increase the quality of teaching. So a deep reflection is recommended for us today. And Ginn and Chester said that the lecturers found that online teaching is not the same as face-to-face classes. Flexibility is the key. But more than that, they found that you cannot assume that skills and pedagogy on face-to-face teaching will be appropriate for the cyberspace. And today we are living in a global, connected world on which everything is connected with everything. So we should offer these functionalities to our students. And it's not very difficult. Several authors have really begun to note that debates about technologies are leading to a reviewing of the pedagogy. This is really very important. And what should we expect from an online tutor? This is a question. This is a big reflection for the 21st century. The tutoring techniques used in the environment differ considerably from those used in face-to-face. This was said by Motley. But preparing of activities may rely have more on teamwork with institutional design, with multimedia specialists and other technicians and experts, and all working along is not enough. They should merge their skills, they should merge their knowledge to make a final global product, which is education in the 21st century. But more than that, what should I expect for an online tutor? We can say or let's say Mackin said, online tutors are different from those that work in face-to-face, although the general issues and situations with which we must deal are in essence the same. This means that only the approach and only the way of we deal with our students is different, using different technologies and different methodologies. The online tutor must manage a course, guide students through the learning experience, motivate them, interact with them, access them, and deal with any conflicts and difficulties, doubts, and many other things to overpass this. This is what we expect from an online tutor. But the difference between a face-to-face and an online tutor is based on what? Mackenzie said that the demands on online tutors are much greater than those on face-to-face tutors in terms of roles. This means that partly because the tutor is a more intense focus for relationship than in face-to-face environments, where courses administrators and other staff are much more accessible, and partly because of the technology issue. We can say that we are in a new world and we should use new methods, new technologies, because our students are really different. But we have to say what are the basic steps on teaching and the learning process. This is totally identified today. We know that we receive the information in a behaviorist approach, in a behaviorist environment, and short-term memory, and we are sending all the information for long-term memory using a reflection process alone or reflecting with other colleagues. This is constructivism. And this has several good practices, several methodologies, several rules to make it the best process on the learning process for our students. So we can say that in a behaviorist process, or let's say in a behaviorist moment, we have several aspects in order to improve better the receiving of information. But one of the most important aspects is paying attention for what is presented and reflect about it. If possible, make 3 questions and 3 answers about those questions you are making concerning the presentation you have been attending. Doesn't matter if it was in a classroom, doesn't matter if it was in a video on demand, and so on. But this is your work on receiving information. But there is a second step, and the second step is a constructivist moment. And this constructivist moment, you have as well several important steps and good practices. But let me emphasize 2 of them. First, make questions about each topic and debate with your group work, your students you are normally working with. And after, evaluate yourself and let be evaluated. And this is called formative assessment. Is very important for your success. Is very important for the results of the learning process. In the first, when you are receiving the information, and in the second moment, when you are reflecting about it and transfer all in information and integrating in long-term. This is putting you another question, which are the guiding activities and the tools you should use to be a successful tutor, online tutor. Let's say we have a lot of activities. We have already said that the production of the contents should be made according to specific multimedia rules to be more empathic and to give all, let's say, multimodal format to offer these contents to our students. Another thing is the way of publishing. Publishing today is not the same thing as it was 10 or 20 years ago or more. But we should know how to make presence and online to retrieve. Formative continuous assessment. Shall we use a LMS or something more, some other tools more than LMS? Which are those tools? Remote collaborative work tools, chat communication, audio and video, asynchronous debates, synchronous debates, e-roundtables, formative assessment, or some other. Are all these tools available for you, for creativity, conceptual mappings, and so on, let's say pedagogical and didactic games, and so on? But the question is, again, what can we expect from a LMS about presenting contents, about, let's say, if we can present all together or by week or by aspects, presenting synchronous and asynchronous, about all of this. And this is a very important reflection. Are all the platforms similar, or have they many differences and make them different? So what way can we use about social networking and other tools? This is our challenge, and this is what we are going to offer you in our next reflections about your online utilities. Thank you very much for your attention.